Good morning, Doctor. In this presentation, my partner and I, jiamiin matrix number 204796 and peiyeen matrix number 209417, will be presenting on the importance of grammar. So what we'll be discussing would be the definition, the rules, the usage, and the tips for grammar. And before we begin, we'd like to share with you an interesting quote we found. Jasper Ford once highlighted the significance of grammar, saying that ill-fitting grammar are like ill-fitting shoes. You can get to it for a bit, but then one day all your toes fall off and you can't walk to the bathroom. So let's talk a little about the definition of grammar. Growing up, almost every adult has told us that we must have really good grammar in English. But what does it really mean? Well, good grammar is language, written or spoken, in such a way that the user's message would be understandable to the general audience, following the basic rules such as sentence construction, punctuation, and spelling. And the reason we all should follow that is because in every country, there is a certain set of rules that citizens would follow to ensure effectiveness. Grammar does the same in every language. It is the crucial key to allow humans to effectively convey messages in a clear manner with each other. So, did you have a tinge of repulse when reading or hearing the explanation just now? If you did, great, because that was bad grammar in action. And that goes to show the role of grammar plays in language proficiency. In the following slides, let's talk about the four most important grammar rules. As you have guessed, the first one is to use your commas properly. A comma is a small mark that carries a big responsibility. It is easy to both over and underuse commas. The key is to pause at the right time so that it enhances the understanding of the audience. Other than that, subjects and verbs in sentences must agree in number. That is, if it's singular, then the verb must be singular and vice versa. For example, it is incorrect to say that he plucked an apples from the tree. Similarly, an antecedent also has to agree with the pronoun, provided that they agree in number and gender. For instance, you need to go next. Yeah. For instance, Sarah would be replaced by the word she. And lastly, it is crucial that we don't mix up homophones, which are words that sound the same but are spelled differently and have different meanings. This is important because many people get their confused with their, or complement confused with compliment, but they sound the same but they are different. Now that we're done with the basics of grammar, let's move on to the application of it in real life. We split this into four different categories, but they are not mutually exclusive actually. And grammar literally names the words and word groups that make up sentences not only in English but almost every single language in general. And the second one relates to all of us in TESOL because grammar actually plays a vital role in the effectiveness of the teacher's lessons. So understanding the ins and outs of a language could really make a lesson 10 times better than one with poor grammar. And that goes without saying that grammar would open doors of opportunities for us to be able to communicate freely with no language barriers nor hesitations in speech. And similarly, poor grammar in a written piece would only serve to confuse the audience. Now, my partner would like to explain the rest to you.
Okay, thank you, Peiyeen, for giving us an accurate and clever introduction to grammar. Next, let me share some extra tips to learning grammar. First of all, let me show you a cycle of effective grammar learning. At the beginning, as a beginner, we will accumulate and improve our vocabulary through reading. Gradually, we will make a simple writing, and finally, we will use the way of speaking step by step. Increase the frequency of grammar use from output to input, and finally to consist the effective output. Secondly, we should get used to doing a mind mapping, create a network of knowledge where each point linked to one another, and that will aid us in memorizing And it is discovered to piecemeal each point individually, as that would make it difficult to remember everything. Finally, in conclusion, learning grammar is a very important and effective way to help us communicate efficiently. We must work hard to learn grammar, and we want to share about this word. The past is always tense, the future perfect. Okay, and that's all for our presentation. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.